Welcome to the Old Time Radio Superman Show. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham. Sorry we didn't get you the Sunday show. We're going to just double up on Wednesday here. I've been doing some writing, and also, in a weird way, the show is not ready because I've not been busy. Basically, I've been off work, and when that happens, scheduling breaks down as everything's kind of mushes into vacation. So apologies there. We're going to get started with today's show. Before we do, I want to encourage you to check out Laser and Sword magazine at laserandsword.com. Please check out our store, lulu.com/lasersword. All of our magazines are on Kindle. If you like the show, please cast your vote on Podcast Alley at podcastalley.com. But let's go ahead and we'll get into Part 5 and Part 6 of First Smuggling.
Presenting the transcription feature, Superman!
Look, up in the sky!
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman! Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman, who can leap tall buildings at a single bound, race a speeding bullet to its target, bend steel in his bare hands, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice.
And now to our story. As you remember, Clark Kent and Jimmy Olsen, traveling by dog sled through the North Woods and planning to cross the border into Canada, stumble into a mysterious adventure their first night out. Two hard-bitten men, known to us only as Bull and Chuck, have been engaged in the smuggling of valuable mink furs from Canada to the United States, making use of an airplane to drop large bundles of the skins near their shack in the woods. But Kent and Jimmy soon found out what was brewing and decided to investigate. They found one of the bundles that had been dropped from the plane the night before and dragged it back to their camp in a clearing. Bull, the leader of the smuggling gang, aware that Kent has the furs and suspecting him of being a government agent, plans to strike back. So Chuck, his henchman, has started for the clearing where Kent, Jimmy, and their guide Batiste have camped. Chuck has orders to pretend to give himself up, lead Kent back to the shack, and in that way give Bull a chance to get Jimmy and Batiste while they're alone. At the moment, Kent has no knowledge of this scheme. He and Jimmy and their French-Canadian guide are grouped around the bundle of furs, admiring them. Listen.
How much did you say they were worth, Betsy?
The price of skin like this, mon fils, they are way up. Très magnifique.
I know, but how much are they worth? $100? $500?
Oh, don't be silly, Jimmy. These skins would bring $5,000 in the American market.
$5,000? Maybe more.
You mean to say what's in this bundle is worth $5,000?
Oh, certainement. Now look at this skin. She's beautiful. So soft, so dark. Never have I seen such skin. Never.
Gosh, Mr. Kent, maybe we better go into the mink hunting business. $5,000. Wowee.
You think it is so easy to trap the mink, Whoopsie? You think he comes to you like puppy dog? Oh, no. He's very clever, the mink. He's hard to catch.
Hard and vicious, Jimmy. A mink can bite a man's finger off.
Really?
Ah, oui.
See, they belong to the rodent family. You know, rats and weasels.
What?
Sure. They're very timid, but once they're cornered, they fight like wildcats.
Well, then maybe we better not go into the mink catching business. If I'm going to be a newspaper reporter someday, I need all my fingers.
Right you are, Jimmy. Well, now that we've got $5,000 worth of mink skins, what are we going to do with them?
Say, couldn't we keep some for a fur coat for Miss Lane?
Oh, that's a nice thought, Jimmy. But you see, they don't belong to us. No, I think the best thing to do is...
What's the matter, Mr. Kent? What are you staring at?
There's a man coming along that trail through the woods in this direction. Don't move.
I see him. It's one of the fake game wardens.
Sacre bleu, I get my rifle.
Here we are, Batiste. He's not armed.
What do you think he wants, Mr. Kent?
I don't know, but we'll find out soon enough. Here he comes.
Don't shoot, mister. I want to talk to you.
He's got his hands above his head.
All right, come on.
Okay. Looks kind of funny we coming here, but I got a reason. A good reason.
What's the reason?
I had enough of this business. I'm through.
Enough of what business?
Helping that guy smuggle them mink skins in. I don't like it.
Oh? What made you suddenly decide you didn't like it?
Well, because he wanted me to help him bump you off. That's why. I never heard a guy in my life. I ain't starting now.
He wants to finish you, but I don't want no blood on my hands. Not me. So you're giving yourself up? Yeah, that's it. Huh? Where is your boss? Back at the shack. Listen, he's seen how you found them skins. Oh, he knows we have them, eh? Yeah, and he wants them bad. Bad enough to take a chance on a murder rap to get them. And not me. No, sir. What's your name? Chuck. Chuck Connor. And your boss? Bull Raglan. He's plenty tough, mister. He's got ice water in his veins, and he hates government men. That's why he's out to get you.
Government men? Why?
Oh, so he knows I'm a government agent, eh? Yeah, he knows. Well, Chuck, I think you were wise to quit when you did. Now you can do something for me. Sure. Anything. You can lead me to that shack in the woods.
Oh, gosh, Mr. Kent, don't do that. You heard what he said. His boss will shoot
Now,
you.
don't you worry, Jimmy. He won't get a chance. You and Baptiste stay right here and wait for me. Chuck can show me where the shack is, and I'll take care of the rest.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't do it, Mr. Kent. Why can't we go back to Mulvey and get some cops and bring them here?
Some cops? Where do you think you are, on Main Street in Metropolis? There aren't any cops in Mulvey.
Oh, what about forest rangers or sheriffs or something?
Now, don't you worry, Jimmy. I'll be perfectly all right, and I'll guarantee to bring Mr. Bull back here with his horns chopped off. Let's go, Chuck.
Monsieur, why you do not take the rifle?
I won't need it, Baptiste. Just you sit tight. I'll be back soon.
This I do not like.
I wish he wouldn't take chances like that. Someday he'll be sorry.
That is very bad, very bad. Why does he not ask Baptiste to go with him, huh? Sacre bleu, with the rifle, Baptiste can shoot the wings of the fly. In all the North Country, there is not one man who can shoot rifle like Baptiste, no. Boom, boom, and this wool he is finished.
Maybe you better take the rifle, Baptiste, and follow Mr. Kent.
No. Monsieur, he give the order, Baptiste, he is paid to follow the order.
Oh, gosh, I'm worried stiff. What if Bull sees him coming and just shoots him without warning?
That is very bad.
I'm going after Mr. Kent. I won't let him.
Where you are, kid.
Oh, who said that? Who?
Look, in the back of us.
Don't move. Either of you. I got a very nervous finger on the trigger of this rifle.
The other one. It's Bull.
Oh, so you know my name. That makes it nice and cozy. Stop inching over, Canuck, or I'll drill you full of holes.
You're very brave with rifle. Put down the rifle, Baptiste, show you.
We'll try that some other time. Right now, I got business to take care of. Hitch your dogs to the sled.
I do not take the order from you.
You'll take this order. Hitch them up.
Go ahead, Baptiste. You better do as he says.
Wait a minute. Let me get that gun out of the sled. Okay, now hitch him up and make it fast.
Sacre bleu for 2 cents piece, Baptiste will punch me in the nose.
What are you after, mister?
You'll find out, kid.
Well, you can have the furs if that's what you want.
Thanks. That's very generous of you. Anybody ever tell you got a heart of gold? Come on, Canuck, stop stalling. All right, kid, get into the sled.
Why?
Never mind why, get in. Hey, you, Canuck, put that bundle of skins in the sled. Yeah, you heard me. Put them in the sled.
No problem, monsieur.
Oh, I see. All of a sudden, you don't understand English. Maybe a little dose of lead will teach you the language.
Baptiste, put the furs in. He'll shoot you.
You got the right idea, kid. Well, what'll it be? That's better. Dump them in the sled. Okay. Now, both of you get in. You drive, Canuck. I'll walk beside you. And remember, keep them dogs moving slow, or I'll empty this rifle into your back.
Where are we going?
To a nice, quiet spot where you can sit and think it over. All right, turn the sled around. Come on, quit stalling. Okay, now straight ahead. Turn right when you reach that clump of spruce. And don't forget, I got my finger on the trigger. Rendered helpless by the loaded rifle in the hands of the fur smuggler, Jimmy and Baptiste can do nothing but obey their captor's orders. Walking beside the slow-moving sled, his steel-gray eyes glittering like polished beads, Bull finally calls a halt before the arched entrance to a cave, half hidden under a ledge of rock. All right, pull up here. Get out.
You better not try anything with us, mister.
Shut up. For a kid your size, you got too much to say.
Oh, I'm not a kid. I'm gonna
I don't care what you're gonna be. Come here, Canuck. Turn around.
Yeah, what for you wish Baptiste to tell
Never mind what for. Turn around. Okay, now put your hands behind you. I said put your hands behind you. That's better. Now a couple of turns of this rope around your wrist. Good knot. And you're taken care of. Okay, kid, you're next.
You'll be sorry for this. You wait till Clark...
Turn around.
Oh.
Hands behind your back. Won't need much rope for your skinny wrist. Yeah, that does it. Now both at the end of the cave. Did you hear what I said? Into the cave.
Come on, Batiste.
That's far enough. Get down on the floor. On your back. That's what I like. No argument. You first, Canuck. A little rope around your ankles. A couple of knots. And you're fixed up. Now the same for you, kid. There you are. All set for a nice, comfortable rest. Don't waste any time trying to get loose. When Bull Raglan ties a knot, it stays tied.
How long are you going to keep us here?
Until that wise guy friend of yours, the government man, talks turkey. And maybe that'll be never. So long. Take it easy and you'll last longer.
He took the sled.
That guy will kill him for take my dog.
Oh, don't strain yourself, Batiste. You can't get loose.
Why you let him do this, Monty? Why you do not allow Batiste to punch him in the nose?
Because he had a gun. He'd use it without thinking twice. Oh, but don't you worry. When Clark Kent finds out about this, he'll do plenty of punching.
Very well. Monsieur Kent will not know where we are. I do not like this place. Very bad.
What do you mean?
You hear this, Monty? That is why I say this place very bad.
What is it?
Bear.
Bear? You mean a real live bear?
Hey. Bear hole up for winter in place like this.
He's coming closer, Batiste. What'll we do?
Batiste tried to get loose the hand.
You can't do it. Batiste, I can see his eyes shining in the dark. What'll we do?
What will Jimmy and Batiste do in the face of this sudden, unexpected danger? Bound hand and foot, they can only wait fearfully as the bear, angered by their presence in the cave, lumbers toward them in the darkness. The situation is tense. With Clark Kent miles away and unaware of what is happening, it looks bad for Jimmy and Batiste. Something is bound to happen, so be sure and listen to the next episode of Superman.
Don't forget, tune in again for the next thrilling episode with Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine. Presenting the transcription feature, Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman who can leap tall buildings at a single bound, race a speeding bullet to its target, bend steel in his bare hands, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice.
And now to our story. When we last saw Clark Kent, he had left Jimmy Olsen and Batiste, their French-Canadian guide, in the forest clearing, while he and Chuck, one of the first smuggling gang who had given himself up, returned to the gang shack deep in the snow-covered woods. Unknown to Kent, Chuck was only carrying out a clever plan devised by Bull Raglan, leader of the smuggling gang. A plan to get Kent away from Jimmy and Batiste. The minute Kent disappeared into the forest, Bull entered the clearing, held Jimmy and Batiste at gunpoint, forced them to drive the dog sled to a spot some miles away, tied them hand and foot, and dumped them into a dark cave. Helpless, they lay there, wondering whether they would ever be released. Then suddenly, the low, ominous growl of an animal echoed through the cave, the angry protest of a full-grown bear. Terrified, Jimmy stared into the darkness as the huge beast came closer and closer. Meanwhile, Clark Kent, unaware that his friends are in peril, has found the shack empty with no sign of Bull. Listen.
I thought you told me your boss was here. Where is he?
Why, I don't know, mister. He was here when I left.
Where did you tell him you were going?
Oh, to look for them furs Frenchie dropped last night.
Frenchie? Who's Frenchie?
Well, he's the guy that pilots the plane.
Oh. How often does he fly over and drop bundles of skins?
Oh, maybe once a week.
That's so. You've got your smuggling racket pretty well organized, haven't you?
How should I know? I just work for the guy. He don't tell me nothing.
Wait a minute. What is this, Chuck? A few minutes ago, when you came into the clearing waving a white flag, you were ready to talk about anything and everything. Your boss, the smuggling racket, and how you didn't want any blood on your hands. Now you've shut up like a clam. What's the idea?
All right. Ain't got nothing to talk about, that's all.
Now listen, don't try and pull anything on me.
Oh, I ain't trying to pull nothing. Honest, mister.
I wonder. You said Bull was here at the shack, and he isn't.
I tell you, I left him here.
Why do you keep looking around as though you were expecting someone?
Oh, me?
Yes. Your eyes shift to the window every couple of seconds. Now look, Chuck, you'd better come clean or there'll be trouble.
Oh, now, you got me wrong, mister. I told you all I know. I told you I'm quitting the racket. What more do you want?
I want the truth.
Oh, you got it.
Maybe. Is that all you've been smuggling? Furs?
Well, that's all I know about.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess the only thing to do is sit and wait for your boss to return.
Oh, you better watch out. He's got a rifle, and he ain't afraid to use it.
I'm not afraid of rifles, Chuck. You know how water rolls off a duck's back?
Yeah?
Well, that's how rifle bullets bounce off me.
Oh, it ain't nothing to joke about. I don't like shooting.
You don't have to worry about any shooting.
That's right, mister. I'll do all the worrying.
Oh.
Don't move. Close the door, Chuck.
Well, I take it you're Bull.
That's what they call me, brother. Nice work, Chuck. Fell for it like a ton of bricks, didn't you?
What did I fall for?
Duck's crybaby act. Figured he was double-crossing me, didn't you? Nobody double-crosses Bull Raglan.
I see. All right, I fell for it. Now what?
Now we're going to talk business. You and me.
I'm afraid your method of doing business isn't mine.
I think we can get together. Sit down.
I prefer standing, if you don't mind.
That's me. Hey, Chuck, take the rifle. Keep it on him. If he tries anything, let him have it.
Well, I told you I don't like shooting, Bull.
You heard what I said. Take the rifle.
Okay.
Now, mister, here's the story. You stuck your big nose into my business, and I don't like it, see?
That's too bad.
You bet it's too bad. Too bad for you and your pal.
Stop beating around the bush. What do you want?
I got what I want. My mix-skin and your pal.
And my... What are you talking about?
I kind of figured you'd wake up sooner or later. That kid and your Canuck driver, I got them safely stowed away.
If you laid a hand on either of them...
Keep back. Watch him, Chuck.
Now I understand why you sent your sniveling henchmen to bring me here. So you could get at Jimmy and Baptiste.
You government guys sure are smart. I ought to give you a gold star.
Now look, my crooked friend, I'm warning you. All the rifles in the world won't stop me once I decide to handle you the way I think you should be handled. Where are Jimmy and Baptiste?
That's my business. Keep him covered, Chuck.
Keeping me covered won't do you a bit of good.
Stand back. Stand back, I tell you. Give it to him, Chuck.
Moved too fast for you, didn't I, Chuck? I'll take that rifle if you don't mind. You don't like shooting anyway. We'll toss it out the window just so you won't be tempted again.
Close in on him, Chuck. Use your knife.
Come on, close in on me. Use anything you wish. Well, what are you waiting for?
Rush him, Chuck.
That's just a little sample, Bull. Here, try this on the point of your jaw. It's your turn now, Chuck.
Oh, yeah?
Look out for that knife. You're liable to cut yourself. Let's get rid of it, huh?
You're breaking my arm.
Drop the knife. Drop it, I said. That's better.
I give up. Don't hit me.
You gave up once before, and it wasn't on the level.
Bull made me do that. I didn't want to.
All right. I'll give you one more chance. Get some water and bring him to.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot myself for a minute there and used my natural voice. I hope neither of them caught it.
Here's some water.
Pour it over his face.
Yeah. You come close to knocking his head off. I never seen anybody hit so hard.
Yeah, he's coming too. Let's sit him up on the chair.
There, that's it.
What hit me?
I did. And it was only a small part of what you're going to get unless you tell me what you've done with Jimmy and Baptiste.
You better tell him, Bull.
Not a chance.
Oh, no? All right, get up on your feet.
Bull, he'll murder you.
This time you won't regain consciousness so fast.
Wait, I'll tell you.
Talk fast.
I lied to you. The kid and the Canuck driver got away from me in the dog sled. I tried to stop them, but my rifle jammed.
Which way did they go?
Looked like they was heading back to town.
Is that the truth?
Yeah, it's the truth.
Is he lying, Chuck?
I know, mister.
Why, you dirty little...
There you are. It won't take long to find out whether or not you're lying. Both of you are coming back to the clearing with me. If Jimmy and Baptiste did get away in the sled, there'll be marks in the snow.
I'm not going no place.
That's what you think. Stand up. Stand up, I said. All right, I'll lift you up. Open the door, Chuck. All right, now march, both of you. And don't try to get away. You'll regret it if you do. Go ahead. Now, leave that rifle just where it is, Bull, in the snow. You lead the way, Chuck. Don't forget, I'm watching every move you make, so don't make any wrong ones.
Unaware that Jimmy and Baptiste did not escape, but are at this very moment tied hand and foot in a dark cave some miles from the clearing, Kent follows the two smugglers as they move slowly along the narrow forest trail. Instinctively, he suspects something is wrong, but even the amazing powers of Superman cannot warn him that Jimmy and Baptiste, helpless in the cave, are in danger of being attacked by an angry bear. Huddled in the darkness, they wait. The huge animal lumbers toward them, growling ferociously.
Baptiste, I can see his eyes shining in the dark.
He comes closer. Try not to move.
Baptiste, what are we going to do?
I do not know, Mopti.
If only one of us could get loose, we might frighten him off by throwing rocks or something.
He is big one. We do not frighten him with rock.
I can hear him breathing. Baptiste, he's almost on top of us. Why can't we yell at him?
No.
I'm going to try. Bull!
Do not do this again.
What can we do? Baptiste, there must be something.
Cable. We hope it is so tight.
Baptiste, look out, he's on top of you. Help!
Fighting courageously against overwhelming odds, Baptiste makes a valiant but hopeless attempt to do battle with the giant grizzly. Meanwhile, Clark Kent has reached the clearing, found the tracks of the departed dog sled, and is following them, accompanied by the two first smugglers, Bull and Chuck. Less than half a mile from the cave where Jimmy and Baptiste are in peril, Bull suddenly stops short.
This is as far as I'm going. I told you they headed for town.
You've told me a lot of things, none of which I put any stock in. Keep walking.
Nothing doing. I'm stopping right here.
There must be something you don't like up ahead. What is it?
The only thing I don't like is hiking through the snow.
Huh. Well, whether you like it or not, you're... Wait a minute. Well, I heard someone shouting for help.
I don't hear nothing. Maybe it's...
Quiet, Chuck. Yeah, someone is shouting for help.
You're crazy. It's the wind.
We'll see how crazy I am. Get going.
Not me.
I said get going.
Nothing doing.
I'm warning you, Bull.
Yeah?
Yes. You knocked him cold. That's right. Now, how about you?
I'll do anything you say.
Good. All right, I'll carry him. Now, come on the run.
Never seen a guy as strong as you, mister. Bull must weigh a good 200 pounds, and you're carrying him like he's a feather. Running besides.
Here, let me give you a hand. Now, I'm all right. He's not so heavy.
You ain't sure you heard someone yelling for help, are you?
That's what it sounded like. Here, wait, hold up. Listen. You hear that?
Yeah, I hear it. It's coming from that cave.
It's Jimmy. Chuck, this is your chance to make up for everything you've done. Now, you stay here with him while I go into the cave to see what's wrong. I don't think he'll come to so fast this time. But if he does, don't you let him get away, even if you have to knock him out again.
Okay.
And don't cross me up if you value your life.
I won't. I swear I won't.
I'll be back.
Answering Jimmy's cry for help, Kent sprints toward the cave, unaware of what is going on in the darkness beyond the entrance. Unaware that within a moment he will be called upon as Superman to do battle with a full-grown bear. Is he too late to save Baptiste from the savage fury of the huge animal? Listen to the next episode for thrills galore.
Don't forget, tune in again for the next thrilling episode with Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane.
It's Superman! Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine.
And that's the end of the serial. I think... now, I think that a lot of these, as the old-time radio community has made up these, various shows and sets, serials have got to have beginnings and ends, and in some ways these have just not fitted well into that, because there have been starts of the next serial that have occurred in the last part of the previous serial, and there have been serials that have not really ended complete, like the last two, by the time we got to the final part, where everything has got to be resolved in part one of the next series. So we'll look for finding that out in an unrelated series. And we wrap up yet another serial outside of Metropolis. To me, it's really amazing how much time they end up not in Metropolis. I think they've had 1 or 2 episodes in the past several months that they've been in this. They've been in the city ever since the Black Pearl of Osiris. It's been a never-ending road trip with just a couple episodes of Dr. Deutsch's radium mine actually occurring in Metropolis. Is the city out of order for repairs? All right. Well, I don't want to leave you without the opinion of James Lawrence. He gives it a thumbs up, and he's kind of impatient when he wrote his review. He was kind of impatient to find out, well, what's going to happen next, and I think we all are. By the way, I don't think learning the last name of the two villains helped us understand a whole lot more about the plot. And he does make a point. This is a little bit more basic Superman versus the bad guys as opposed to last time, which he thought had a bit of a film noir feel. So this is really basic. I'm hoping we'll get back to Metropolis in the next serial. I hope they'll be done doing whatever they need to do with the city to get it ready for another adventure of Superman. All right, well, we're going to wrap it up. Got any comments, feel free to email me, adam@adamsweb.us. Please cast your vote on Podcast Alley at podcastalley.com. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham, signing off.